フルカウンター
The unknown race is about to break rank cross. We're about to get 4 new unknown characters right now in probably the prime of the unknown race, with obviously Hell and Tyr being quite meta. If you lot not been following the news, of course, Overlord is coming to Grand Cross, and a lot of people are very much excited for it. I'm probably going to start watching it right after this video. But yeah, we're getting the day 2 teaser. Did look like a little bit of a Goblin Slayer teaser here. But if you brighten this, if you actually lighten up the image here, you can see it's a skull, which is, I think, is a better one here. Yeah, you can see a skull here. So this looks like this actually might be Irons his ultimate, which yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. So let's talk about the big elephant in the room, for at least for me, I believe, and that is Abeto. But if you go over to Abeto's wiki, we can see that she actually is a demon. So you may think she's gonna be a demon, however, I'm here to tell you that she is not. She's gonna be unknown. There's a reason for it. Now I'm gonna go assume that the actual other characters, considering one's a vampire, a skeleton, and also a giant beetle. I don't know what he is, but I'm assuming they're gonna be unknown race as well. But Abeto is a demon. However, you go on the actual page for Overlord, demons in Overlord are actually Akuma, which is quite important, because demons in 70 Sins, the actual, you know, translation in Japanese, they are actually I think about margins. So unless a actual demon in another collaboration or another anime, unless they are actually margins, then they're not going to be part of the actual demon race in obviously 70 Sins Grand Cross. We saw this so many times now. We saw this obviously with ReZero, where ReZero, while they are demons in the actual dub, in the actual sub-translation, they actually are Onis. And I believe if you go towards JP, this does say to survive with Demon Clan, so you're thinking, why is she unknown? But I think in Japanese, it does say to survive of the Oni Clan. That because the West kind of abbreviates every single, like, demon in Japan and, you know, Japanese culture into just demon. So while Abeto technically is a demon, she also is a Kuma, while obviously 70 Sins characters are obviously margins. So she's not the same race as obviously 70 Sins demons, therefore she is going to be you know, unknown. But you may be thinking, well, maybe she's going to be unknown and also demon, and they definitely could do that, they really wanted to. But if you look at Eren, for example, Eren is a human and giant, but that is because giant does translate to Kyojin, and our actual, you know, giants in 70 Sins are actually Kyojin as well. So once again, unless you have the exact same Japanese name and race, then they're going to be unknown. So it does mean we're going to get even more support for the unknown race, which is crazy to think about, considering right now we're in our peak. But it's kind of why I love the unknown race so much. Mainly because, one, they are collaboration characters, but also because they're normally the most unique characters. I mean, if you look at like the actual, you know, Merlin, for example, that we got to recently, I mean, she's kind of cool, but a little bit boring in terms of design. She's just got, what, disable AoE skills and ranks up. That's basically it, right? Where if you look at our most recent collab characters that are unknown race, they've been quite unique and quite fun. Like, I absolutely love Roxy because she's just very fun to play around with her actual shield, that you get a shield every single turn. And if you actually keep the shield on, that's kind of where the gimmick comes into. You're trying to keep that shield on, disabling the other team, lowering the actual attack rate stats. So whatever you can do to try and keep the shield on is that normally really fun to play around with. And of course, Ghislaine being obviously very nice to look at, but more importantly, her actual passive is, I absolutely love it. And also the cancer stance ability is like such an underrated skill in the game. I absolutely love it. Obviously right now it's not very useful, but whenever you see stance characters in the meta, then putting her in the unknown team is going to be quite beneficial. Plus right now with LRs being the highest CC character in the game, she's going to target them and kind of nuke them. It's like, once again, very fun to play around with, right? So, of course, with a new Overlord collaboration coming out with 4 unknown characters, I'm very excited to see how they're going to play in game and how they're going to differentiate. Because, well, if you look at the unknown team, right, we're quite full up. Like, they have to be really, really good to be actually used in the unknown team. Because, I mean, who you can replace, right? Tyr cannot be replaced. Echidna can't really be replaced unless they make someone better than her with an actual infect card. Obviously, Nanashi, you're not going to replace him. Hell, to be fair, could be replaced. The only reason why she's good right now is because she does deal with, like, AoE characters and also, you know, the demon team basically, right? But yeah, she can replace, but you know, she can only be replaced by 1 character. And yeah, there's 4 unknowns here. Now, to be fair, I do believe this guy, but considering that he's not a attractive demon, also not a lolly, you know, the Japanese, they love their lollies, right? And also not the main character, he's probably going to be the free character. Once again, maybe he's kind of cool in the actual series, I don't know, but I imagine he's going to be the free character, and they're probably going to make him a PvE exclusive character, because that's what they love to do every single collaboration. I mean, then again, they didn't make Mikasa a free character, they gave Levi for free, and she was a PvE character, so who knows. Also, little side note, but if you've not been from the leaks, I believe 70 Sins leaks on actual Discord did say, wait until you see it in one of Albedo's costumes. So, yeah, we might be getting treated here, boys. Every single time you get a collaboration, a lot of times the actual outfits are really bad. Like, Rimuru is disgusting, and also Eren's one are really bad as well. I mean, they look kind of cool, but sometimes they definitely do cook, especially on the female characters. Like, this outfit, I think, is one of the best in the game, so I really hope we get one like this. But there was his post made yesterday talking about the collaboration and, you know, his problem with the collaboration, right? And I kind of want to go off this a little bit. But I will say, by the way, the main character, Ainz, I believe he says his name, is, from what I've heard, very OP. But then again, manga readers or the light novel readers were going crazy about Reinhardt in actually Grand Cross and how powerful he's going to be. And to be fair, he was quite powerful, but we'll have to wait and see how it works out, because normally they don't translate too well in game. I mean, then again, I think Reinhardt was designed quite well, but obviously meta creep happened, so unless they make him a full-on DPS character, then. But lore-wise, I guess he's obviously insanely powerful, so yeah, he's probably going to fit quite well on the unknown team, especially if he has an effect that would kind of replace Echidna, which I hope it doesn't happen because I really love Echidna. But yeah, you can see her going, you can maybe even see Tyr going, who knows, right? But you can imagine that someone's getting replaced here. But this guy on the Reddit does say that he wants the actual, you know, Overlord collaboration to be some sort of sub-meta teams in a way. Basically like Raptalia and Theme, and I really hope they do this here. Not too sure how they would do it. If anything, I would say probably the best way they can do it is to make it a full collab team, because the full collab team are mostly unknowns. You can still run obviously Nanish in a sub slot, but instead of obviously being forced to use Tyr and also Hell, you can then use full collab characters, so you can still use Echidna, but then you can probably end up using Rimuru, for example, any collab character that's unknown race, obviously, but obviously you can then use Ainz and also Beto, maybe Tyr in the team. Obviously, I believe that actual cockroach guy, the beetle, is probably going to be actually a PvE free character, as you can see down here as well. But yeah, I think I would definitely love them to make their own team rather than just going off on the unknown team, but still be an unknown team, but not restricted and exclusive towards the Ragnar team. And that would be very, very fun. But then again, obviously they still work very well with unknowns, so you might be able to throw in Ainz on that team and still use him, and that would be very fun, because you don't want to be restricted to one team, and that's kind of what the unknown team is getting right now. But if you go towards, like, you know, God forbid you go towards demons, right? It's just this team. Like, you can't replace it. You might put in Chandler if you really want to, and God forbid you go towards the goddesses. I mean, I don't have Mael, so I can't showcase it a little bit, but like, one, you're not using goddesses anyway, but you cannot change the goddess team. It's always Mael, it's always Margaret, it's always Elizabeth, granted it's the goddess one, and in probably Nanish in a sub slot. And to be fair, it's kind of having a lot of fun right now with the actual human team. Escanor's a beast right now, Roxy's a good go-to as well, and the third character can kind of be anyone. Transcendence Barn, Eren, if you want to, if you want to go against the actual, you know, be a bit of a toxic guy against the unknowns, you can bring Levi, for example. Like, there's a third slot you can kind of use for the humans, at least until Alpha comes out. But then again, who knows? This may only last for a month, because they do say here that, you know, Philo and Merlin came out at the exact same time. Merlin came out instead of Hell, and then we also got the actual Shieldo collaboration instead of the Overlord collaboration this time last year, basically. I think it was last year, right? And yeah, that meta didn't last a long time, because 1 month after the Overlord collaboration, we're gonna get a new character, probably Kez Alpha, which is gonna probably honestly destroy the unknown team, and boom, the unknowns are back in the mud, right? Which is a funny situation, because right now, like, the unknowns have never been really top tier meta. I think they were definitely like top tier back with Lolly Merlin and the ReZero team, because that's kind of when you were starting to focus more on specific mono race teams. And since then, it's been about 2 years. I know Rimuru came out and kind of made unknowns really good, but it was more of the Rimuru team. And since then, at least for the last 2 years now, even demons have always been on top. That's kind of been it, really, right? Every single time we get a new demon, boom, they're back on top. And I do imagine if we're going to get a new Meliodas, which I predicted in my last video, you can go watch, we're probably going to get a new Meli for New Year's, and we're back in the same circle. So, yeah, boys, that's going to it for today's video. Let me know what you're excited for this new Overlord collaboration. I'm probably going to go ahead and watch the actual Season 1 now. I'll try and watch as much as I can until tomorrow. We get the live stream. Very much excited for how the characters are going to look and how they're going to play in game. Once again, I really hope they do somewhat make a collab team, because I think we've done Mono Red. We haven't done Mono Green, to be fair, so maybe they make Mono Green, but Mono Green in a tier meta is not the greatest. We've done HP, we've done attack, we've done defense. I'm not too sure where they can go here, but I'm very looking forward to how they can handle these unknown characters, because the unknown team is kind of complete. So do they want to make them work in Mono Blue? Do they want to make them work in a full collab team? Do they want to make them work in a full unknown team? We have to wait and see. So boys, thank you for watching today's video, and yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow. We have the reaction towards what these characters look like and how they play in game. It's gonna be quite exciting. So boys, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.